Hello, and thank you for joining us today. I'm personally very excited for our series of webinars and being able to share details of the forthcoming new real-time rail. Before I move on, I first want to take a moment to acknowledge the land on which we live and work. Payments Canada wishes to acknowledge the Indigenous peoples of all of the lands that we are on today. Our Ottawa office is located on the traditional and unceded territory of the Anishinaabe Algonquin Nation. Our Toronto office is located on the traditional territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, the Haudenosaunee, and the Huron-Wendat. Ottawa and Toronto, among other cities where we might be today, are home to many diverse First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples. We recognize and honor their historical presence on this land on which we are privileged to live and work. This is the second in a series of webinars which support a broad public engagement on the real-time rail legal framework. The purpose of these webinars is to help participants better understand the RTR and the legal framework that will govern its participants and its operations. These sessions are designed to support more informed feedback to the RTR bylaw public engagement process, which is open from May 20th to July 2nd, 2025. I'm going to start today's session with what it means to be a member of Payments Canada, because that's really the first necessary step towards participation. The Canadian Payments Act sets out who can be a member of Payments Canada. We currently have a little over 100 members. There are two types of members, those who are mandated to be members of Payments Canada and those who are eligible for membership. So mandatory members include the Bank of Canada, Canadian banks, and certain authorized foreign banks. Those entities that are eligible for membership include provincial credit union centrals, trust and loan companies, credit unions that aren't a member of their provincial central, life insurance companies, securities dealers, trustees, money market mutual fund companies. This is our current membership structure, but a little later I'll speak to new additions to this structure. So a key benefit to membership is the ability to be eligible for system participation. Membership doesn't automatically mean you're a direct participant in our systems, though only members can participate in our systems, so membership is a necessary prerequisite. Membership also provides benefits such as eligibility to participate in our various governance forums, access to ancillary services, being provided with a financial institution number that facilitates routing, as well as access to various member reports and research. I should also mention that additional requirements for membership are outlined in the Membership Requirements Regulation under our legislation and in our bylaw number 1. So if you want to know more about membership process, have a look at bylaw number 1 in particular. So in terms of membership expansion, last year, Parliament passed changes to the new types of entities to be members of Payments Canada. These entities include 3 groups: payment service providers that are regulated by the Bank of Canada under the Retail Payments Activities Act, credit unions that are a member of Provincial Central, meaning now that all credit unions in Canada will be eligible for membership, and then certain clearinghouses that are designated and overseen by the Bank of Canada under the Payments Clearing and Settlement Act. We are eagerly awaiting the government to announce a coming into force date for these changes and are looking forward to welcoming new members. So moving on to system participation and access. As mentioned, membership is a necessary first step to be able to participate directly in Payments Canada systems. Each of our system bylaws set out who from that membership can be eligible to participate in a given system. Our bylaws and system rules also set out the financial, technical, legal, and business requirements that are necessary for participation. In the remainder of today's session, I will speak to the various participation options. Additional details of participation can be found in the companion documents available on our website. So there's basically 4 participation types for the RTR. There's a direct settlement participant, of which you can decide and be eligible to become a settlement agent for other participants. There are indirect settlement participants who also participate directly on the system, but aren't settlement participants. And then there's members of Payments Canada who don't want to participate directly in the system, but still want to offer RTR payments to their customers. They can participate through another participant. So we'll speak to those four categories a little bit more in detail. So let's start with direct settlement participants. Direct settlement participants must be able to obtain a settlement account with the Bank of Canada. The Bank of Canada sets its own process and requirements for obtaining a settlement account. For DSPs who aren't going to provide settlement services to other participants, this means obtaining a restricted RTR settlement account. In addition, they must meet all the operational, technical, security, and other requirements that are set out in the bylaws and the rules. They must fulfill all testing requirements and provide Payments Canada with payment routing information. While the RTR bylaw will have these high-level requirements, additional details regarding the technical, security, operational, and business requirements will be detailed in the RTR rules. A DSP will also need either direct or indirect access to Payments Canada's high-value system links. This is in order to facilitate the funding and defunding of the RTR settlement account. In terms of settlement agents, in addition to the requirements that I noted for DSPs, a settlement agent must also demonstrate that they have an unrestricted RTR settlement account with the Bank of Canada. They must complete all the relevant testing and training requirements that are related to becoming a settlement agent. And they have to notify Payments Canada with arrangements that they have with other Payments Canada members in relation to the RTR. So moving on to indirect settlement participants, ISPs must make arrangements with a settlement agent and notify Payments Canada of that settlement agent that will clear and settle their RTR payments on their behalf. They must meet all the operational, technical, security, and other requirements, as well as complete all training and testing. The applicant must also provide Payments Canada with the appropriate RTR payment message routing information. Of our members, anyone can choose to apply to participate as an indirect or direct settlement participant. We don't have any restrictions on certain member types not being eligible to participate. So turning now to member non-participants. This is a category of membership that wishes to offer payments, RTR payments, to their customers, but isn't going to become a direct settlement participant or an indirect settlement participant. It's important that these entities are also following specific business requirements in our rules. So things like ensuring funds availability to their customers, handling of payment returns, errors, and providing recourse to their customers, dealing with harmful or malicious content and messages, as well as fraud management and reporting and incident notification. All of the members of Payments Canada will be eligible to participate in one of these ways, provided they can meet all the technical, operational, and other requirements related to being a participant. This wraps up this session. If you would like any additional information on either a consultation or becoming a member or participant, please feel free to reach out. Thank you so much for listening today.